Lesson 102. Okay. In this lesson, we're going to do the same things we did in the last lesson, create a controller with a template, but this time we're going to pass a variable. So let's create a new project, Spring Initializer, next. Then we're going to make a name for our package. I'm calling mine by AJ Spring Boot 102. Everything is named. Next, we need to make sure that we have our Spring Web and our Timeleaf dependencies, which you see over here. Click Next and click Finish. Let everything finish loading. And we're going to go to our package and right click and say New Class to create our home controller. And inside of here, we're going to edit this to look like so. At controller, bring in my imports, at request mapping. This is the request mapping for our root path. Public string homepage. And this time, we're going to pass variables. So we're going to say that there's going to be a variable of type model called model with a lowercase m. And inside of here, we're going to say model.addAttribute myvar and say hello to the people. So what is happening here is we are going to send a value to our template from our code. Our variable of type model is what carries that value to the template. When we say add attribute, we're telling model we are adding a value that we want you to pass to the template. We give it a name, and this is how it will be referred to within the model, and then we give it a value. Now here we gave it a literal value, but we could have just as easily passed a variable or passed a method which would have evaluated to a variable. Once we've done that, because we have this here saying home template, we need a template called home template. So I'm going to say new HTML file, paste home template, and my template is going to be more or less the same as what I did before. So we're going to have an h2 tag that says hello world. But in addition to that, I'm going to have a paragraph tag where it has an attribute. Now, if you're familiar at all with HTML, this attribute is a non-standard attribute. It's only one that comes because we're using Timeleaf. And we're going to say $ curly brackets here. Now, what we put in here has to be the name of a variable. So, and it has to be a name of a variable that the template will understand. And so the only variable we passed to the template was myvar. So what I'm going to use here is myvar, and it will take the contents of the myvar variable and replace the contents of this paragraph tag with the contents of that variable. So let's go ahead and run our application. And again, we're going to wait until it tells us that it started our application and the port that it started it on. So we can see that it's on port 8080. So when I run this, it's going to say hello world, say hello to the people, because that is the variable value that I passed to my template, and then I told my template to display. And passing a variable to your template is just that easy.